One more question, then we'll get to the closing. Does that work for everybody? We'll try and keep it brief around the questions. So this is a very interesting issue, and I think it's important that we address it, and then we'll get to the closings. And we're going to start the questioning this time with Jack Summer. 1 year ago, the school committee set the goal that the East Greenwich School District would be among the top 100 systems in the country by 2018. The strategic plan to make that happen is behind schedule. How would you make sure that high-quality strategic plan is completed soon, and how would you ensure that residents have an opportunity to provide feedback on that plan? Jack?
It is behind schedule, I agree. We had this little teacher contract to work on, so that took a lot of time. So we have to re-engage with that. I think I mentioned earlier the 101st district in the country and what their proficiency ratings are. We need to get to those levels. So it is one part of a broader strategic plan that is in the process of being finalized. I think it is close. We haven't had a meeting in several months, but it is something that we can continue to work on. I certainly support putting the strategic plan together. I was the single school committee member who asked for a strategic plan. So I'm certainly behind putting a strategic plan together. I think it is important. I think it's how we measure ourselves. It's how we get better as a district. It's how we grow. It's how we stay ahead of the curve. The need for the strategic plan is important. I think, with all that being said, a lot of the steps to achieve the goals of the draft strategic plan are being worked on. So it's not as if we're standing still in that area. As far as feedback, we've had multiple forums. The public have been invited. It's been noticed like every other meeting under the open meetings rules. I'm very impressed with the turnout here tonight. I wish we had this many people at school committee meetings. We obviously do not. So to that effect, if there is need for feedback, we all have emails. We can all be, addressed and discussed. So yes, I think opportunity has been given. At the same time, we have to move forward and can't wait for everyone to give their opinion and have that opinion change. So I would say, in summary, it would be something I'd like to have wrapped up. I wish it was wrapped up already. The superintendent is keenly aware of that fact, that I wasn't happy about the fact that it's not done already. But maybe with some of the members on this panel, maybe some candidates will help me get that done.
All right, we're going to hear from the other candidates on this very issue as I move the microphone back here to David Osborne. Again, the issue is the strategic plan to get us to the top 100 schools in the country, school systems. David, go ahead.
I absolutely applaud the effort to develop a strategic plan. I think it's sorely needed. It certainly hasn't been in place for many years. I think a lot of parents are a little bit frustrated, not necessarily because of the schedule, although that it's falling behind is a little bit of a worry, but more, I don't think people have necessarily felt like they have been actively engaged in the strategic planning process. And it worries me when I hear that draft elements of the strategic plan are being implemented when I don't think most people know exactly what those elements are or what the condition of that strategic plan is. I haven't seen it. Maybe others have seen it and have paid more closely attention. I don't know if that plan is actually out there in draft and people are aware of it.
It is.
Well, that's great, but I think my question would be, if you're not getting people participating in the meetings, and you might want to question the extent to which that actually has been communicated, because people do come. People came to the full-day kindergarten event the other day. If it's well noticed and the word gets out, people do come because people are very engaged in education issues here. So I would love to see the strategic plan, and I hope that we get it in place soon so that we're not sort of piecing together major initiatives that are impacting our schools and students in the absence of.
All right, let's hear from Michael Payne. Osborne, your thoughts on this issue?
How to get it written is, quite frankly, to make it a priority. And I'll acknowledge that there have been many priorities that the school committee have to deal with over the past year. And not getting into timelines, but some of those contracts were done earlier in the spring, and so there still could have been some additional progress on the strategic plan. I think one of the things that potentially is not happening within the strategic planning group, the ad hoc committee, is making better use of the experts that we have in the community. I know there was recently Carolyn Mark put out I shouldn't say just say Carolyn Mark, but the mental health committee put out a program that had been, or a plan that they had to be 18 people in the community that were involved. Some employees of the town, some employees of the school, but many from outside experts that we have in town. And I think we need to really look at using the experts there's a lot of people in town that want to help, that want to get involved, and are very happy to provide their expertise. And they absolutely can do it in the strategic plan. I think it's a matter of making it a priority.
All right, Jan Son, we're going to hear from you on this issue, and then Kristen Meyer, and then we're going to start our closing statements. Go ahead, Jan.
Michael, actually, I'm one of the parents who really want to help. I still remember when Elizabeth interviewed me for the EJ News and asked me, why do you run for the school committee? I told her that I was excited because I heard that the school district set up the goal, and East Greenwich School District will be top 100 in the United States. I got really excited. But being in the education business for so long, I realized there are many, many challenges there's to be ahead of us. So that motivated me to believe that it's time for me to really come out and contribute to this community and to help the school has better ranking, provide better learning opportunities for the students. But one thing I kind of later got a little bit frustrated is I went to school committee meetings and there's no many audience, but also there's no much opportunities for the audience to participate. There are 5 minutes, 5 minutes open, open comments, not 5 minutes.
15.
And then 15? It become 15 now? Okay.
We got to slide.
Start this one. So we're making progress. And then after that, it takes longer than expected to have those issues discussed to be on the agenda. And also, I believe there should be more transparency when we work on the long-term plan. And for example, the school committee meeting may be videotaped and maybe more accessible to the parents and students and to the whole community. And where I am kind of too far away. Okay, and then, so what is my standing to really boost the school ranking? We should do that. We should do that, and also we should hold the school committee accountable for that. Because you set up a goal, you make a plan, you take action, set up milestones. That is the responsibility of the school committee. We do not only evaluate students and teachers, we also evaluate the school committee.
Jan Son, thank you for your thoughts on that. Kristen Meyer, you'll have the final word on this question, and then we'll get to the closing statements, which will be 1 minute each. We'll get out of here from the ball, right?
Thank you, Mark. So our ranking is something that's very important to me, as I had said in my opening statements. We're ranging in the top 6 just in the state. So to see us on the top 100 list nationwide would be fantastic. How do we get there? It's about communicating. We definitely need to communicate with the teachers and with the parents to make that happen. Being transparent, as Jan had said, is important as well. We have a lot of ad hoc committees going on right now. It seems to me maybe the focus is kind of everywhere instead of in order. We have ad hoc for kindergarten, late start, the strategic plan. We definitely need to work in the prioritizing, communicating with our constituents, with the community, and with the teachers to make this happen. And if we say we're going to get it done as a school committee, we should hold true to that for our community and get it done.